Get ready for the action because we are kicking things off with Survivor. We are diving deep into the incredible journey of Ozzy Lusth as he fights for his place in the final tribal council. We have the spoilers and the drama surrounding his game, his surprising alliances, and the emotional roller coaster that led to his exit. You do not want to miss this explosive look at Ozzy Lusth's path to the end of the season.
Stop using your finger for notes, sketches, and edits. This Jam Jake stylus pen gives your iPad a smoother, more precise writing feel with palm rejection so your hand can rest naturally on the screen. It charges fast, works for hours, and comes with replacement tips. Perfect for school, work, or creative projects. Check the link in the comments to grab it on Amazon.
Next up, we are looking at the shocking truth behind the idol game in Survivor history. We are exploring the incredible, unforgettable blindsides where players were voted out with an idol burning in their pocket. From Ozzy Lusth's boomerang idol to the historic moments in Survivor 46, we reveal the unbelievable unplays that define the game for players like Jem Hussein Adams, Hunter Knight, Tiffany Irvin, Venus Vafa, and Q Burdett. Now, we shift gears entirely to a major national story. House Democrats are taking the Epstein investigation to President Donald Trump's doorstep, holding crucial hearings with survivors and advocates. We examine the new phase of the probe, including a report detailing how a non-prosecution agreement allowed Jeffrey Epstein to expand his trafficking operation, and hear the powerful testimonies of survivors like Rosa and Maria Farmer. And finally, we bring you the live coverage from West Palm Beach as survivors testify at a shadow hearing on the Jeffrey Epstein case. We hear the emotional accounts from Maria Farmer, Courtney Wild, and Virginia Giuffer's brother, Sky Roberts, as they challenge the legal system and demand accountability. Don't miss this critical update. Stay with us for the rest of the news. Survivor contestant Ozzy Lusth reflected on his evolution throughout his 50th season, highlighting a significant character arc from his debut in 2006. Initially relying on athletic prowess and food provision, but lacking social strategy, Lusth returned for Survivor 50 as a more mature player focused on social bonding. He actively worked to improve his strategic acumen by connecting with fellow players, notably engaging in conversations about fatherhood with Rick DeVenz. A key strategic move involved forming an alliance with Siri Fields, recognized as one of the most strategic players, who, alongside Rizgod Velovic, provided protection. This alliance eventually fractured after a late-game twist separated Lusth from Siri, leading to him making strategic missteps and facing a blindside. Despite the emotional difficulty of his exit, Lusth expressed contentment, stating, "I got really lucky and played with a lot of really interesting people," emphasizing the positive change his experience brought. The narrative also touched upon the changing relationship between the Survivor fanbase and contestants, with one participant noting the resonance with watching a player evolve from one-dimensional to more complex. The discussion extended to the complexities of playing idols, where one contestant detailed the emotional and analytical challenges of finding, holding, and utilizing such advantages, acknowledging mistakes in judgment while emphasizing the importance of intuition. Furthermore, the dynamic between alliances, such as the series Wizard of Oz, was analyzed, with commentary on the explosive nature of alliances and advice given to other players regarding developing a more holistic game strategy. Lusth concluded by expressing gratitude for his evolving journey and hinting at future aspirations, including participating in shows like The Amazing Race and guest judging on RuPaul's Drag Race. Survivor history is littered with dramatic blindsides, and the role of hidden immunity idols has become a defining feature of the game. Recent analysis highlights how players, including Ozzy Lusth, have navigated these high-stakes moments, often leaving fans stunned. Ozzy Lusth stands out as the first player in Survivor history to be voted out twice while possessing a hidden immunity idol, though he didn't play his Billie Eilish boomerang idol during his exit from Survivor 50, despite having anticipated using it. This season's narrative is further enriched by the theme of past idol decisions, with speculation mounting that Lusth's idol might feature in a future season's theme. The game's history of idol plays is extensive. Survivor 46 holds the record for the most players voted out with immunity idols in their pockets. Other notable instances include Jem Hussein Adams, Hunter Knight, Tiffany Irvin, Venus Vafa, and Q Burdett, who collectively made history by being voted out with idols in their pockets across multiple consecutive tribal councils. Q's decision to withhold his idol to facilitate another player's blindside illustrates the complex strategic maneuvering involved. Other key moments showcase the pressure of idols. Sabia Broderick navigated a tricky situation on day 7 by unlocking a wax-encased idol, but choosing to withhold her vote to maximize its future impact before being blindsided that very night. Nasir Mutalif and Shan Smith experienced a classic idol blindside dynamic in Survivor 41, where confidence led to a trap set by an ally. Strategic complexity also played a major role. Sophie Clark managed a shared idol mechanic, trading half of hers for an ally, leading to intricate plots before being ultimately voted out by Tony Vlachos. Kelly Kim became the first merged player voted out with 2 idols in her possession. Meanwhile, Vince Moir and Chelsea Walker faced immediate threats, with Chelsea being blindsided by a showmance threat before she could utilize her find. Players like Chris Noble and JT Thomas faced setbacks due to misjudgments, with Noble being blindsided by key players who would later become finalists, and Thomas being eliminated after a betrayal, despite possessing an idol. Scott Pollard's attempt to create a super idol with allies failed when his partner reneged on a commitment, leading to his elimination. In contrast, players like Garrett Edelstein successfully used an early idol to take down the tribe leader, only to be countered by a subsequent strategic move. Andrea Bohook demonstrated formidable social game, securing an idol but ultimately facing a blindside from wary allies. Eric Cardona lost his immunity at the merge after a planned elimination strategy was thwarted by a united front of other players. The narrative surrounding idols is cyclical, with James Clement's dual hidden immunity idols becoming a major target once their existence was revealed, foreshadowing potential future storylines. The ongoing debate about idol usage and past decisions continues to shape the lore of the competition. House Democrats have escalated the investigation into Jeffrey Epstein, holding hearings with survivors and advocates near the Mar-a-Lago estate, declaring the probe is entering a new phase. Rep. Robert Garcia, ranking member of the House Oversight Committee, stated that Democrats are releasing a new report detailing how a non-prosecution agreement negotiated by former U.S. Attorney Alex Acosta allowed Epstein to continue and expand his trafficking operations, even after pleading guilty to a single state count. Garcia emphasized that this new report, alongside materials from the Oversight Committee and witness testimony, aims to expose the government's alleged continued cover-up. The Democrats criticized the Justice Department for withholding as much as half of the Epstein files, despite Congress passing the Epstein Files Transparency Act. While the DOJ released millions of pages, significant redactions and withholding of other documents persist, citing the need to protect ongoing investigations and attorney-client privilege. Tuesday's field hearing, not officially invited to Republicans, featured powerful testimony from survivors. Rosa, an 18-year-old model, testified about being raped by Epstein for 3 years and the subsequent control exerted over her through visa status. Other key testimonies included Maria Farmer, who reported abuse by Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell to the FBI in 1996, but expressed frustration over the government's unresponsiveness regarding her full report. Virginia Giuffer's family also shared accounts of being recruited into Epstein's orbit at Mar-a-Lago. Survivors voiced deep frustration over government inaction. Courtney Wild, a lead plaintiff in efforts to enforce the Crime Victims' Rights Act, argued for amendments to clarify victim rights during legal proceedings. Yanalisa Jones called for legislation to allow victims restitution and mandated age-appropriate education on recognizing and reporting child sexual abuse. Danielle Bensky, another survivor, described her 2008 interview with the FBI as an interrogation and expressed distress over the public release of her identifying information from her records. The hearings underscore the ongoing efforts by Democrats to push for transparency and accountability in the long-running Epstein investigation. Survivors of Jeffrey Epstein shared deeply emotional testimonies at a shadow hearing held in West Palm Beach, drawing attention to sealed records and ongoing legal disputes. The voluntary and emotional session featured accounts from those affected by Epstein's crimes. Maria Farmer, a survivor, expressed frustration over the partial relief offered by the release of Epstein files, questioning the lack of evidence regarding her and her sister's sexual assault reports provided to the FBI. Courtney Wild voiced strong criticism, suggesting that the government's deal with Epstein and the subsequent concealment of information from victims demonstrated how the system operates for the wealthy. Wild also referenced a 2019 federal court ruling that found her rights were violated by a non-prosecution agreement, stating that the lack of remedy indicated the law's impotence. Rosa shared harrowing testimony about being repeatedly raped by Epstein while he was on house arrest, highlighting the power dynamics involved. Furthermore, testimony targeted the Palm Beach County State Attorney's Office, criticizing an early 2000s sweetheart deal that allegedly enabled Epstein's continued abuse. Survivors and whistleblowers shared their stories from close proximity to the events, underscoring the ongoing impact of these cases.